On social media, we flip through hundreds of images on a daily basis, and they all depict other people's lives with their perfect seeming moments. We can find ourselves actually believing that fake image of the charmed lives of our friends, family, or peers. It's called FOMO, or fear of missing out, and it's kind of a modern plague, I would say. As the name would suggest, the basic thought process of FOMO is, hey, they're having a lot of fun without me on that beach. But FOMO can take on another form, which is, I made a really bad decision. It can be as superficial as what clothes you bought, but can also run as deep as a life course that you took or a career that you chose. If others are so happy with their lives, then the life I chose must be horribly, horribly wrong. This thought process can also be relevant when we think of our parenting and family skills. We look around us and we see these perfect-looking families we watch in movies or we read in books about deep relationships and heartfelt moments that for some reason we don't always share with our kids. We fear that we made bad parenting decisions. Perhaps we messed up our kids by doing something very, very wrong. Or maybe our family just isn't as happy as the others. Maybe our relationships don't run as deep. And the big question is constantly looming. Where did we go wrong? The contrast between these perfect images and our actual life leads us to mistrust our parenting skills and instincts and feel that our choices and decisions were all misguided. And what's worse is that this may even extend further to our expectations of our children. We may think to ourselves, why is my son so disorganized or hyper or bad at math? Look at these other kids who seem rather perfect. Why can't he be more like that? I think this is where Donald Winnicott's work and its later interpretations can help us a lot. Winnicott believed that one should be a good enough parent. He believed that striving for perfection, both from ourselves as parents and from our children as well, turns us into commanding and demanding parents who are trying to shape an imperfect world into a perfect one, while turning our children into a hollow shell instead of spontaneous and joyful kids. As a parent who strives for perfection, your child's smallest mistakes will be grossly amplified. Your own parenting shortcomings will be blown out of proportion, and your life will be less fun and eventually less perfect. This may sound a bit overly dramatic, and I'm sure there's a spectrum of behaviors that can be classified as perfectionism and that won't turn kids into robots who are dead inside. But nevertheless, we should try to take the core of what Winnicott is saying, which is the absolute opposite of our modern heightened feelings of FOMO. Winnicott is telling us, you're doing just fine the way you are. Our belief that the grass is greener on the other person's Facebook feed is far from true. No one's life is perfect, no child is perfect, and expecting perfection will only bring us pain. Making do with being just a good enough parent is healthy. We should always strive to improve, but slowly, moderately, and without pressure.